Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like AEW Dynamite turned out to be another terrible again. Name my topic tonight is called and horrible and what was it again? Horrible. What did he say? Horrible. Wait, horrible and horrific in Huntsville on AEW Dynamite. Horrible. Let's see. Yeah, horrible and horrific in Huntsville tonight. So my little that's my name my topic tonight. And by the way, before I start my show, I want to say congratulations to Triple H, who's inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, and it was a real shocker. That congratulations to him. And and before I start with my review tonight, I'm gonna open the show with a little bit of music. I'm gonna open the show with Prince's #1 hit single from 1984 called "Purple Rain" from the Purple Rain movie soundtrack. So stick around, let me get the music started up. I'll be right back with my review. Hold on a sec, well, that's not it. Here it is. You got it. Right back. Yep, Purple Rain by Prince. You all of you just heard. God rest Prince and his music. God bless his soul. Uh, uh, okay. Let's get down with tonight's show. How terrible it was. Okay. Oh, whoa, wait a minute, hold on, wait. Before I get my review down, I got just some terrible big announcement for all of you. Some big announcements for you. You're gonna get this. Clash in Paris. WWE is hosting an event called Clash in Paris in France, Sunday, October 31st. Just days after WrestleMania SummerSlam 2025, and on Monday, September 1st, the day before my 37th birthday. Monday, Monday, September 1st, Raw will be on live on Monday, September the 1st, in Paris. Wow! And this marks the latest the Clash series in PLE public live events to take place internationally after Clash of the Castle in 2022 and 2024, and return to France after the 2024 edition of Backlash, WWE Backlash. This was just announced today. But a friend of mine from Pittsburgh is going to here's a shocked about this. Okay, let's get down with tonight's show. We kick off the show with Will Ospreay heading down the ring for our opening contest with a big pop from the Huntsville crowd. Out next is Brian Cage before this match gets underway. We hear from Don Callis, who reveals Kenny Omega on the screen beaten down backstage. The distraction allows Cage to get a jump as we get started on this. Okay, Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. Okay, Ospreay starts to fight back, hitting the ropes for speed before being caught back by Cage for a powerbomb attempt. Will fights out of the grip, using his agility to force Brian out of the ring. He goes for a dive, but Cage steps out of the way before taking Ospreay down with a shoulder tackle. Brian hoists Will up to send him into the ring post, but Ospreay breaks free to send the Machine into it instead. Ospreay gets on the barricade, but Cage catches him, keeping him delayed for a vertical suplex. How delayed, you ask? Cage walks around the ring with the ref making his count, finally stopping and announcing the desk to drop him to the floor. He gets back in the ring, distracting the ref as Archer attacks Ospreay at the desk. Lance steps away enough for Cage, hitting the aerial assassin back in the ring before diving him into the corner. Cage drops Ospreay into the mat for a hard near fall before transitioning to a chin lock before Ospreay fights back to his feet for some forearm strikes. Will takes the ropes, only to be dropped to the canvas by Cage, who mounts up to him for some punches. Cage continues to overpower Ospreay, sending him back down for a near fall. With both men back on their feet, Cage locks in a bear hug until Ospreay manages to break free to grip, sending Cage down to the mat before dropping Ospreay as well. Ospreay back to his feet, landing a kick before Cage sends him to the corner, but Ospreay catches him with a big boot into the corner to turn things around. He hits a springboard elbow strike on the machine for the cover, but it's only good for a 2 count. We see Callis at ringside trying to cheer Cage on, but as Ospreay lays in a series of strikes, forcing him to the outside, leading to a Suzuki special to get the drop on the machine, sending him to the floor. He brings Cage back into the ring, but is distracted by Archer, which allows Cage to strike back. Cage goes up to the turnbuckle for leverage, hoisting Ospreay up and over the ropes to drop him with a vertical suplex to the mat. But Ospreay kicks out. Ospreay hits the ropes for a hurricanrana, but is caught for a powerbomb attempt by Cage. Will breaks free looking for an os cutter, but gets dropped with a forearm and discusses a lariat, with a Liger bomb getting a near fall in the process. Cage sends the aerial assassin back into the corner, hitting an avalanche Samoan drop that sends Ospreay to the mat. Covered by Cage as Ospreay gets a foot on the rope, only to have it shoved away by Archer, who gets caught by the ref. The argument leading between Archer and Cage, and the ref leads to Cage getting caught by Ospreay, who hits the Styles Clash for the win. Winner by pinfall is Will Ospreay. The celebration is short-lived as Archer rushes into the ring to initiate a beatdown on Ospreay. After the match, Kenny Omega makes his way to the ring with a chair in hand, clears out of the ring of Cage and Archer, only for Kenozo Suzuki to Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher to come down to the ring, laying down to keep the advantage for Don Cal's family. They lay into Ospreay and Omega before standing tall over their opponents for the Grand Slam Australia, but they can't help themselves going right back at it. Hold on a second. Okay, Will Ospreay is a winner. Come back. Celebration is short-lived as Archer rushes to the ring to initiate a beatdown on Ospreay after the match, until Kenny Omega makes his way to the ring with a chair in hand. He clears the ring of Cage and Archer, only for Kenozo Suzuki Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher to come rushing down to keep the advantage for the Don Callis family. The lay into Ospreay and Kenny Omega before standing tall over their opponents for the Grand Slam Australia, but they can't help themselves, going right back at it. They stop for a moment, but Kenny Omega keeps getting up, which leads to another attack before Ospreay heads over to give cover. This finally stops the attack as we get a graphic we had graphic reminding us of the upcoming tag match, followed by a rundown of what's to come later tonight. Backstage, Renee gets a word with Swerve Strickland, but is interrupted by Hangman Adam Page storming around looking for something. He won't answer any questions as he bumps into MJF, who remarks about Page just walking around with no repercussions before addressing Jeff Jarrett. He says that tonight Jeff Jarrett has to go out there alone against Carlos, and all because he refused MJF's offer a few weeks back. Freeman has an offer for Jarrett. Won't he be able to decline? The last Outlaws ride, ain't he great? Hold on a second, my computer's freezing up. It's crazy. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can fix that. Okay, commercial break. We get a look back at some of the issues rising between Big Bill and Powerhouse Hobbs the past couple of weeks. Foregoing Hobbs is promising that hell is just the beginning. Back at ringside, Claudio Castagnoli makes his way through the crowd ahead of our next match. It's a must-win situation for Jeff Jarrett as he earns a future shot with it at the World Championship as he defeats Castagnoli tonight. Claudio enters the ring. The last outlaw makes his way down to a ramp to a good pound from the crowd. He sets his guitar aside before entering the ring as this match gets underway. Claudio Castagnoli versus Jeff Jarrett. The two lock up with Claudio sending Jarrett into the corner before the ref intervenes with a count. Jarrett gets an opening as he sends Castagnoli to the ropes, catching him with a Japanese-style arm draw on the rebound, only for Claudio to power back with a clothesline for a near fall. Jeff counters into a neutralizer before clinching in the figure four leg lock, with Castagnoli managing to get to ropes to force a break. Claudio leaves the ring taking a breather as we see Wheeler Yuta right onto the front row, causing quite a distraction as we go to ad break. Hold on a second. Never mind. Hold on. Okay. Commercial break. Back from the break. Both men are in the ring as Claudio sends Jarrett to the corner with a hammer throw before dropping him to the mat for a near fall. Jeff fights out of a sharpshooter attempt, but is stomped hard by Castagnoli to get another quick near fall. Jeff gets to his knees as Claudio mocks him with a stomp to the head before going to the ropes, but Jarrett catches him with a low Russian sweep. Covered by Jarrett for a 2 count. Both men are back to their feet now, trading strikes until Jarrett takes Claudio over to the mat. He looks for another figure four, but is shoved away as Castagnoli gets back to his feet, ducking an enziguri to force Jarrett back into the mat, setting up for a giant swing. It is a short swing this time due to a damage done to his knee, but Claudio still manages to get a sharpshooter locked in on Jarrett. He does all he can to fight back, and the pain in Claudio's knee forces him to break the hold. This allows Jarrett to lock in a sharpshooter of his own. Claudio is in a bad way here as Jarrett pulls him back into the center of the ring. Yuta circles around the ring, sliding into a steel chair before distracting the ref and Jarrett. This forces a break of the hold, and Claudio grabs the chair to take a swing, but Jarrett ducks it and goes for the stroke on Castagnoli, but John Moxley rushes in the ring to drop him with a paradigm shift. Mox leaves the ring as Claudio drops him, but with not one but two neutralizers to pick up the victory. Winner by pinfall, Claudio Castagnoli. Some it's Cesaro in WWE. With the damage done, the Death Riders make their exit through the crowd as MJF's music hits. MJF enters the ring with a microphone, starting to say something other than Jared before simply laying him out with a diamond ring. MJF says he respects his elders, and that's why he's not going to say "I told you so." He drops the mic over the fallen Jared, making his way back into the ramp as Jared comes to. We go to a video hyping up AEW Revolution from March the 9th, and then to an ad break. Then we go to commercial break. Backstage, Renee tells Ricochet that any interference from Swerve Strickland during the match against AR Fox will result in Strickland Ricochet match at Atlanta being forfeited. Something Ricochet seems quite pleased before the hear saying you'll address things is furthered by Saturday on Collision. His music hits as Ricochet walks off as we head back at ringside to see a man down for our next match. AR heads to the ring and ready to take on Ricochet as this match gets underway. Ricochet versus AR. After a slow, the two lock up with Ricochet sending Fox down to the corner. AR fights back as he hits the ropes, taking Ricochet down for a near fall. Fox heads to the corner, catching Ricochet by surprise for a near fall. But soon as he kicks out, Ricochet rolls out of the ring for a breather, but that doesn't last as Fox gets a big dive on him. Before sending Ricochet into the barricade, he brings Ricochet to the apron for a Death Valley driver. Ricochet counters into a hip toss, forcing Fox into the hardest part of the ring. Fox is on the floor in pain as Ricochet teases a dive on to mock the crowd for their foolishness as we go to an ad break. Commercial break. Okay, back from the break, Ricochet catches AR Fox with a dropkick in the ring for a near fall. He stays on the attack for the near fall to AR's back before hitting Fox spine buster. He taunts the crowd before hitting the ropes for what I can describe, for what some of you can describe as the people standing moonsault for a closed near fall. Fox fights back for his own near fall before the pair get to their feet enziguri by Fox, who evades an attack by Ricochet to get a drop on another near fall. Fox continues to attack, sending continues the attack, sending Ricochet into the corner and then to the mat for a 450 splash. Covered by Fox, but Ricochet manages to kick out just in time. Ricochet rushes to the apron to seek escape, only for Fox to catch him at the ropes. He sets up a Death Valley driver, but Ricochet grabs the ref, allowing him enough time to escape to drop Fox for a near fall. Speared by Ricochet, who follows up with vertical to pick for the win. with the match, okay, remember pinfalls Ricochet with the match over. Ricochet looks to do some extra damage as he pulls out his scissors from a turnbuckle pad, only pulled out of the ring with a chain by Swerve Strickland. Ricochet scrambles to the center of the ring as Swerve goes up top for a Swerve stomp, but Ricochet grabs Fox like a human shield. Scissors press against his throat by Ricochet. This gives him a chance to escape and heading up the ramp as Swerve reminds him that they have 1 week before they face off the sell things. We get a clip from a close-up with Renee Paquette in which Jon Moxley dresses to keeping the world title locked up. He talks himself being the world championship, which is something you don't show off or take pictures with. He's building people up to be like him. Only be like him by putting them through what he's them through what he's been through or worse. We cut to 30-second merch madness with Daddy Magic. It's madness to sell merch. Parody of March Madness from the NCAA basketball. And does well to do so with 30 seconds before we go to an ad break. Back from the break, we get a look at the upcoming film Dark Match starring Chris Jericho. It's kind of like a horror movie. And speaking of we got a New York Minute from the man himself. He talks about the violence of the film before transitioning, how violent Big Bill can be. Bill talks about feeling stronger since he's been taking out LT's words to heart, but Jericho says he needs to work harder before addressing the tag match he and Brian Keith will be in this Saturday. But runs down to outruns before ensuring he will get revenge for losing the 12-man tag match a few weeks back. Thanks, guys. Thanks to the people. We cut to ringside as Jay White comes down the ramp for our next match, with Rhea Yuta coming through the crowd to enter the ring, only for Jay to scare him off with a Blade Runner attempt before this match finally gets underway. Rhea Yuta versus Jay White. Jay charges at him again, only for Rhea Yuta to escape to the outside once again. They eventually lock up inside the ring with a switchblade, taking Yuta to the mat to stomp away at him. Wheeler gets away to the corner, but is caught by Jay White, who lays in a chop hard. Yuta turns it around, sending Jay into the ropes for a back body drop on the rebound. Jay is quick to escape back on the top until Yuta rolls out of the ring for an escape. White goes on to pursuit, laying Wheeler Yuta before Yuta responds with a drop kick to the knee of the switchblade. He breaks the rest count before going back after the leg, sending it into the ring for steps for added damage, for sending the switchblade back into the ring. Fisherman suplexed by Yuta, but it's only good for a near fall. Wheeler goes back to work on the legs, twisting around with a spinning toe hold before stomping it on the crumbling dragon screw with a wet leg whip. Jay tries to get to his feet, but is sent to the outside where Wheeler slams his leg against the barricade as we go to a break. Then we go to a commercial break. Back from the break, Yuta is firmly in control as he sends Jay into the corner, setting him up with the turnbuckle. White fights him off, sending him back into the mat. Jay drops down to hit a dragon screw on Yuta, favoring his own leg as Wheeler Yuta hits the corner, and Jay intercepts him, only to be fended off for a moment. Jay once again sets him up onto the turnbuckle, this time connecting with a suplex for a near fall. White goes back on the attack until Yuta catches him with a crucifix pin. but Switchblade counters off to the tray off near falls. Wheeler Yuta is quick to his feet, keeping Jay grounded with a single crab before White reaches to ropes to force a break. Back up as Yuta back up as he takes a switchblade on for 2 count before Wheeler goes for his hammer and elbow strikes. White fights back with a snapmare to create some space. Jay gets to his feet, but is quickly rolled up by Yuta for a near fall. Before Wheeler takes him down with a German suplex for another. Yuta goes up top, but White rolls away, only for Yuta to head to the corner for a Basuku knee, countered by a Blade Runner. Jay White picks up the win. Winner is Jay White. Jay hits another Blade Runner on Yuta. Crowd chanting for one more until Mox and Shafir come rushing down. White teases them with hitting the Blade Runner on Yuta, but is blindsided by Claudio. Death Riders go on the attack until Coast music hits, with FTR clearing the ring of the Death Riders before Dax gets a mic. He talks about how the Death Riders have FTR challenging them to a Mid-South street fight. We get a look back at Collision, where Timeless Toni Storm made her presence known after Mariah May attacked her from in the ring. Storm challenges made for an AEW Women's World Championship match at Grand Slam, Australia, Down Under. As we head back into the ring to ringside, we hear from the champion herself. May starts shouting at Renee, running her off for addressing Tony's remarks. She brings up the destroying Timeless wanting to win the championship and how the result will be the same when they face off in Australia. Look now, we never forget this is your AEW Women's World Champion. For the first time in a while, we get a look at the Guns as we look ahead to the next chapter of their career. We get the rundown of what's going down on Saturday Night Collision. We get a 3-way match for the TNT Championship as Daniel Garcia defends against Kyle O'Reilly, Lee Morty, and we take a look at how the match and with issues with between STP, Undisputed Kingdom, and the pairing of Garcia and Daddy Magic. From there, we look ahead at the main event TBS title match before looking back at the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. MVP declares that they'll take on anyone anywhere to defend their titles, reminding us that they hurt people. A look at the upcoming spring tour takes us to an ad break. Go to commercial break. Video package Kanazuki to Takashita, a man who so not good. He is the only AEW International Champion, but never openweight champion after a recent New Japan event. We get a look back at earlier tonight in the attack on Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega ahead of their big match against Takashita and Kyle Fletcher at the Grand Slam Australia. This is followed by Claudio defeating Jeff Jarrett earlier tonight for MJFT's The Outlaw in the ring. As we can't fill in time for ahead of our main event, we go to where the team Vendetta addresses the AEW Championship match, TBS Championship match, and then call out Harley Cameron for this Saturday Collision. Says that she belongs to the Vendetta. Back at ringside, Mercedes Moné makes her way to the ramp, down the ramp for a crowd reaction. Reaction for the crowd for our main event. Moné shows off 4 belts she has in her collection before Yuka Sakazaki comes out next to a big pop. Ring introductions for their challenger, and champion gets this main event underway. AEW TBS Women's Championship match. Mercedes Moné defends against Yuka Sakazaki. The pair lock up and the crowd chants for Yuka. He counters a wrist lock by the champ only for Moné to strike back with a chin lock. Yuka counters, but the champ is quickly back into control until she is sent to the ropes by Sakazaki. The challenger builds up speed as she drops the CEO with a shoulder tackle, locking. But the pair lock up as the crowd chants for Yuka. Counters with a wrist lock by the champ, only for Moné to strike back with a chin lock. Yuka counters, but the champ is quickly back in control until he's sent to the ropes by Sakazaki. Challenger builds up his speed as she drops the CEO with a shoulder tackle, locking a modified body scissor to roll Moné around for a near fall. Mercedes finally breaks free to slap Yuka in the face, sending the Magic Girl to the mat with an arm drag. Yuka leaves the ring as Moné tries to hit a baseball slide only to be fended off by the challenger. But Mercedes takes control just as quickly before Sakazaki catches her with a kick. She goes up top, but Moné steps her way, turning things around as we send the challenger to a ring apron with a Meteora as we go to an ad break. Back from the break, both men on the ring as Moné gets rocked with a forearm strike by the challenger. She responds with a knee strike before setting up Yuka for a powerbomb that gets countered into a hurricanrana by Sakazaki. Yuka in the corner, and she escapes a Meteora attempt before setting up for a springboard missile dropkick after a brief slip. Sliding lariat twice by the challenger, but both result just in a near fall. But she goes for a suplex, but Nutty counters, standing up for a vertical suplex. 3 Amigos connect, but the challenger kicks out at 2. This frustrates the champion, who steps out on Yuka before heading to the corner. Moné climbs to the turnbuckle, but is intercepted by Yuka for an elbow strike, for landing some mounted elbows on Mercedes. She hoists up the champ before a suplex that sends Moné crashing into the mat, but the cover only yields a 2 count before the champ kicks out. Moné sets up the money maker, but the challenger counters out, hitting an airplay spring to drive the champ into the mat for a near fall of her own. Moné heads to the corner where she catches up Yuka by surprise before clutching in the statement maker, only for Yuka to roll up the champ into her shoulders for a near fall that breaks the hold. She follows up with a crucifix, but the champ still kicks out. Moné takes control from here, but Yuka with the money maker for the team for the win to retain. Winner by pinfall, still AEW TBS Women's Champion Mercedes Moné. Moné celebrates her win as we get a graphic confirming the Mid-South Street Fight Tag match for Collision before Dynamite comes to a close. Tony Storm, Tony Khan, how long are you gonna let this arrogant girl, this arrogant woman, have that this egomaniac have this women's TBS championship? You just bury just let her get bury someone tonight, and that is Yuka. You put up a terrible, horrible, and horrific in Huntsville. Who's gonna stop? I know there's no way that Tony Khan, y'all be watching the video, is gonna make Mercedes Moné get that title off of her. Someone she gonna act all like an arrogant cunt and all that shit. But she's still a good athlete. Bottom line. Some of you know it's Sasha Banks from WWE. Okay, now I got the covered all my review to tonight. Now it's time for something I like to do. We know what it's time for. It's time for so trying to find it. It's time for let me find the music. It's time for Justin's Timeline History, all the wrestling birthdays, wrestling history, pop culture, and sports. All you hear that thing is a thing from Back to the Future side, Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, one of my favorite movies. Can't wait for his 40th anniversary. The movie is his 40th anniversary on July 3rd, 2025. The movie was released on July 4th, 1985. Can't wait. I sure can't hardly wait. I cannot wait. Let's go to yesterday's, January 28th. Okay. Sheamus. Yesterday. Okay, Sheamus yesterday turned 47. Irish wrestler. How you? Pretty funny, aren't you, fella? That's my little impression of Sheamus. Alicia, from Jersey Championship Wrestling, Ring of Honor Shimmer turns 38. Let's see. Yeah, 38. And Okay, let's see what else. Shark Boy. Shark Boy. Some of you know from TNA and WCW. He had a rip off of he did a gimmick in TNA as reminiscent of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shark Boy. He's a little gimmick. A little gimmick in TNA. Okay. What else? Okay, yesterday, January 29th. June 29th. January 28th, I mean. Trying to see January 28th. January 28th. Some wrestling history from yesterday. Oh, I'm trying to see what I've seen. Okay, WCW Pro yesterday. Next card, Dustin Rhodes versus George South. I think Dustin Rhodes, was Goldust won that match. You'll see a picture on Alex Wright. And courtesy of WCW Saturday Night last week, Kevin Sullivan versus David Sullivan. Dave Sullivan is like a storyline brother. His real name is somebody else. Then we see a Super Bowl 5 Control Center. We'll see this match: Nasty Boys versus Kyle and Mark Starr. And Diamond Dallas Page defeated Al Phillips in an arm wrestling challenge match. Feature match on Flying Brian Pillman. Feature match Flying Brian Pillman. And we'll see a feature Arn Anderson versus Mark Alexander Bagwell when it was Buff Bagwell WCW TV title. Let's see what else. Okay, on WCW Worldwide, hosted by Eric Bischoff and Bobby Van including Mean Gene Okerlund conducting separate interviews with WCW Tag Team Champions Final Heat and Sensational Sherry in the Backflip Billy, along with Colonel Rob Parker in Maine. Featured a Hulk Hogan Hotline promo, included the Super Bowl 5 Control Center hosted by Okerlund, the comments from WCW World Champion Hulk Hogan, And Jimmy Hart featured Oakland promoting a hotline story on a star leaving WCW, included a feature on Brian Pillman discussing his past, comments from WCW US Champion Vader along with Harley Race on facing Hogan at Super Bowl V. Nasty Boys defeated Tom Burton and Derek Lambert when Jerry Saggs pinned Lambert with an elbow smash off the top. Alex Wright pinned Ned Brayley with a 3-8, twisting by a crossbody off the top. Diamond Dallas Page with Diamond Doll and Max Muscle pinned Vern Henderson at 3:15 with a diamond cutter during the bout. Eric Bischoff discussed an upcoming tournament to crown a WCW Cruiserweight champion that Brian Pillman would be involved in it. Jim Duggan Monkhouse Sports with Colonel Parker and Ming via disqualification at 3:36 when Honors interfered interfering and attacked Duggan. He's prepared for a running clothesline after the bout. Duggan was assaulted by an Anderson and Buck. Either's entrance was shown. The referee could be seen holding the WCW US title Duggan held at the time of the taping. See what else. Okay, on WWF Superstars. Okay, on WWF Superstars, feature Vince McMahon and Jerry the King Lawler on commentary. It's included a live event news segment hosted by Stephanie Wine, featured a vignette on Man and Rock, with Rock giving opinions on various WWE superstars, WWF superstars, including comments from the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, who guaranteed he would have WWE Champion Diesel as a guest on Heartbreak Kid on next week's show. Man on a Mission with Oscar defeated Sonny Trout in an unknown in 223 when Mabel pinned the unknown with a leg drop. Akushi and Ninja pinned Ben Jordan after a cartwheel standing moonsault. Doink the Clown pinned Quang with hard whipping with a power slam after the match. Dink with Whipping on the butt. Hart defeated Sean Dakota via submission in 2:15 with a sharpshooter. A fan named Nally Gentry was the ring announcer for the match. Common defeated Matt Hardy via submission with a 150. Common we know was the Godfather, and Matt Hardy via submission with 150 with a modified STF. Common's TV debut was was the Godfather. And later, Common, is Common become the Godfather, and Matt Hardy become Attitude stars of the part of the Attitude Era. Lex Luger defeated Ray Hudson via submission with a 224 with a Rebel Rack. Let's see. WWF Superstars. WWF Superstars. See, okay, on Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Okay, at Smoky Mountain Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever. 2000 were in attendance. Coliseum on Knoxville, Tennessee Coliseum. D'Lo Brown defeated Brian Logan. Boo Bradley defeated NWA champion Chris Candido, Dennis Caruso, and Guido in a non-title match after hitting Candido with a 4-9 to throw a champion by Tammy Fish late in the match. Fish was ejected from ringside before the bout. Mark Curtis citing he would strip Candido of the title and awarded Bradley if Fish didn't leave. Ricky Morton defeated Unabomber by DQ. Betty Landell defeated Tracy Smothers. Jerry the King Lawler defeated Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion, Mountain Wrestling heavyweight champion, the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy defeated Bill Landell. Jimmy Del Rey and Tom Pritchard fought New Jack and Mustafa to a double DQ. Ricky Morton won the Royal Rumble. After the bout, Unabomber used a sandpiper to injure Morton's face. See. Trying to see what else. See, WCW Saturday night. Okay, on WCW Saturday night, Stars and Stripes defeated Ricky Santana and Sierra. Alex Wright defeated Rick Stockhauser. Dave Sullivan defeated John Faulkner. Dirty Dick Slater and Bunkhouse Buck defeated Mike Davis and Kenny Kendall. Avalanche we know was from Earthquake from WWE. Lake John Tenta defeated Alex Davis and Mike Lawler in a handicap match. And Natural Dustin Rhodes, known as Goldust, defeated John Paul Levesque. Some of you know as Triple H, and two of them will become future WWE will join the WWE later this year. And this was Triple H's John Paul Levesque, known as Triple H's final match. He will join make his WWE debut on April 30th, 1995, I believe. Yeah. On a show called WWF Wrestling Challenge. And he would do that English. He has a Connecticut blue blood. Hunter Hearst Helmsley as if he have an English accent. And Goldust will be will be later joining WWE later the same year, 1995, and they'll become part of the future as Triple H and Goldust and part of the Attitude Era. WCW World Tag Team Champions Harlem Heat and defeated Barry Houston and Scott D'Amore. And late Macho Man Randy Savage defeated WCW TV Champion Arn Anderson, and the title didn't change hands. And see what else. Impact Wrestling. leading up to Against All Odds. Kid Cash and Lance Hort defeated Chris Sabin and Jeff Hardy. Chris Candido defeated Sonny Siaki. Monty Brown defeated Johnny Devine with Scott D'Amore. And the Naturals defeated Chase Stevens, and Andy Dudley defeated Cassidy Riley and Natural Dustin Rhodes. Primetime Ela Skipper and Kazarian and Michael Shane, Shawn Michaels' nephew, defeated Three Light Crew, B.G. James, and Conan and Ron Killings. As the show ends. And a couple of movies released on 2005 on January 29th. Alone in the Dark starring Christian Slater. And Hide and Seek starring Robert De Niro, Frank Jackson, and Dakota Fanning, and Elizabeth Shue was in that movie. Good scary movie. I like that movie. It's January 29th. Now let's go to today's January 29th. January 28th. I mean, yeah, and let's go to today's January 29th. Okay, today's a happy 60. Some of you know who this person is. See, happy 63rd birthday. Today's a happy 63rd birthday to actor Nicholas Turturro from TV's NYP Blue. He was a celebrity backstage interviewer for WrestleMania. For what? WrestleMania 11? Yeah, that's it. WrestleMania 11. 1995. Today's also a happy 62nd birthday to Bob Holly. We know is Sturman's Plugs in Hardcore Holly. And let's see some wrestling history today. Okay, on WCW Power Hour, they were just showing some highlights of stuff. Some highlights and everything. Hold on a second. It was hosted by Larry Zbyszko and Chris Crew, and the match is showing Vic Van Vader versus Randy Hogan, Hulk Hogan's cousin. It's a little storyline. Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander Bagwell versus Nasty Man and the Claw. Super Bowl 5 Control Center. Mean Gene Oakland, WCW Flashback. Eric Watts versus Bill Pang, Bull's cousin. Cold Twins versus Bob Cook and Bill Tari. WCW Tag Team Champions Nasty Boys with Missy Hyatt versus Ken Kendall, Frank Rose, and Pete's brother. Oh wait, yeah, this was 1994. Let's see, okay, see WWF Wrestling Challenge. Okay, 11:58 right now. Wow. Bushwhackers and Butch and Luke defeated Bill Payne and Brooklyn Brawler. Henry O. Godwin defeated Jason Arndt. The British Bulldog defeated Reno Riggins. Shawn Michaels defeated Gary Sorbo. Adam Bomb defeated Butch Long. The Blue Twins, Eli Blue and Jacob Blue, with Zebukai defeated Book Quartermain and Gary Scott. And on the Action Zone, WWF Action Zone, okay, on Action Zone, WWF Action Zone on USA, okay, 11:59 right now. It's almost 12 a.m. Mantar defeated Aldo Montoya, the Portuguese Man of War. The Blues Brothers defeated Buck Quartermain and Gary Scott. The British Bulldog defeated Reno Riggins. Shawn Michaels defeated Gary Sorbo. Adam Bomb defeated Butch Long. Henry O. Godwin defeated Jason Arndt. The Bushwhackers defeated Brooklyn Brawler and Bill Payne. Let's see. Okay, on WCW Saturday night, on WCW main event, trying to see. Okay, on WCW main event, this is January 20, 1995, hosted by Mean Gene Okerlund and Dusty Rhodes, with Goran Soley and Larry Zbyszko on commentary, including the Dusty Rhodes versus Carol Fergie match and Harlem Heat versus WCW Tag Team Champions Marcus Alexander Barrow and the Patriot matches from the January 14th, 1995 edition of WCW Saturday Night, featuring Mean Gene Okerlund conducting a backstage interview with the Blacktop Bully. Some of you know is Demolition Smash from WWE and Repo Man and Ace in the Hole. And along with Colonel Rob Parker and Ming facing Dustin Rhodes. Naturally, Dustin Rhodes at Super Bowl 5 included a Super Bowl Control Center feature hosted by Mean Gene Okerlund, which previewed the WCW World Champion Hulk Hogan versus WCW Champion Vader in the main event. Featured Okerlund performing a WCW Hotline story with Bobby Heenan on location at the Super Bowl. Included Nasty Boys versus Ricky Santana. Tony Mellon and Sting versus Bobby Eaton from the matches. January 1st, January 7th worldwide featured promo for the Hulk Hogan Hotline, included Okerlund conducting a backstage interview with Rhodes on facing the Bully. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, on WCW Velocity. Okay, Scotty Too High defeated Chavo Guerrero, Rene Dupree, and defeated Biohazard. Akio and defeated Nunzio, the Basham Brothers, Danny Basham. The Basham Brothers, Danny Basham and Danny and Doug defeated Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly to retain the WWE Championship. Let's see, 2015. Let's go to 2015 SmackDown. Okay, on SmackDown yesterday, 2015, Daniel Bryan's Daniel Bryan and King's Heat history came to a head-to-head on SmackDown Live on Thursday night at SmackDown as the two former tag team partners turned bitter enemies clashed in a hellish casket match. Both superstars narrowly escaped getting enclosed in the horrific casket as they battle inside and outside the ring. Roman Reigns defeated the Big Show. Tyson Kidd with Natalya and Cesaro defeated Jey Uso with Jim Uso and Naomi. The Ascension Connor Victor defeated Stardust and Goldust. Daniel Bryan defeated Kane in the casket match. That was really really epic match right there. Really epic. And some sports. 1995. Yesterday. Super Bowl. One second. Okay, sports history. 1995, yesterday, the Niners beat Chargers 49-26 to become Super Bowl champions at Super Bowl. Let's see, what's this? Super Bowl 29. Yeah, Super Bowl 20, and he's also best known. You know, is best known for Super Bowl commercial, that Budweiser commercial. Budweiser, those frogs. Budweiser commercial. Budweiser. Oh yeah, I know all you remember that commercial. That Budweiser commercial, the frog commercial. It's one of the best commercials on TV. The best. So that's it for my pop culture and everything. Now it's time for me to close out with something for all of you. It's midnight right now, and I'm gonna close out the show with two of Prince's #1 hit singles from the Purple Rain soundtrack, "I Would Die for You" and "Baby I'm a Star." And then the Godfather Soldier sung was late Chad Henshaw decided dress up like Chubby Checker, sing like Earl Richard, dance like James Brown, like to get in the hot tub, gonna make me sweat, gonna make me dry, gonna make me wet. And I miss him. I really do miss Chad Henshaw. He was one of the nicest man I ever met. On wrestling podcasting he's in. I wish he was still alive right now and be with us. I miss him. And so and I is Eddie Murphy is about Eddie. Yeah, Eddie Murphy did the impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live, like to get in that hot tub on Saturday Night Live. I never grew up in. But I was in the '80s. I never grew up in the '80s. I grew up in the '90s. I'm actually an '80s baby. I grew up in the '90s. I was born in '88. I saw the reruns of old school Saturday Night Live back when I was little on Comedy Central. When I was little. So let's get. I'm gonna close out the show with two Prince's hit singles from the Purple Rain soundtrack. From 1985. number one hits. Baby, I'm a the Purple Rain soundtrack. The number one hit single from 1980, number one hit single from '85. Um, I Would Die for You and his hit single Baby I'm a Star from 1984 from his Purple Rain soundtrack. So we find the music. So I hope all of you have a good night. And I'm out of here. Peace. So have a good morning since it's already midnight. I'm out of here. Peace.